I see weird things as a railway worker in the Australian Outback. This is the worst one. I work as an engineer on a maintenance crew servicing the Outback freight lines. The ones that go for hundreds of kilometers without a bend or a stoplight. Just dust, heat, and rusted rails all the way from nowhere to nowhere else. Last month, I was riding in the rear carriage of a 4-car supply, train headed east out of Rolina. It was the kind of run you do half asleep. No traffic, no passengers, just endless red landscape. We loaded up in Kalgoorlie and were making good time. But around midnight, somewhere near the salt pans, the radio crackled with something weird. Rear eyes up. You've got something pacing you. It was Greg, the lead up front. I laughed, thinking he was just messing around. There's nothing out here but roosts and wind. What is it? I joked. A ghost camel? No answer. Just static. Then I heard it. A thudding noise, faint at first. Thought it was just the wheels hitting a bad section of track. But it didn't match the rhythm. It was irregular. Heavy. Too heavy. I stepped out onto the rear platform, flicked on my utility torch, and pointed it backward along the track. And I saw it. About 200 meters behind the train, something was running alongside the tracks. Too fast. Too smooth. It had the shape of a man, but the proportions were wrong. Long arms. Elongated neck. Its skin looked like dried bark, cracking and splitting as it sprinted on all fours. Every so often, it would stand upright, like it was checking how far behind we were. Its face wasn't a face, just a flat white disc with 2 vertical slits. No eyes, no mouth, but it knew I was watching. The train wasn't going slow. We were pushing 90 kilometers per hour, and this thing was keeping pace. Sometimes it veered off, disappearing behind shrubs and scrub. Then it'd come back. Closer. I radioed the front again. What the hell is that? You see it. Greg came back a few seconds later, voice low. Don't look at it. Don't acknowledge it. Just keep moving. That wasn't a joke. He sounded like he was holding back panic. The thing followed us for over an hour. Every so often, it would slam into the side of the train. Not enough to derail us, but enough to shake the metal. I heard something clawing at the back access door once. When I checked, there were deep gouges in the steel. It didn't want to board. It wanted to scare us, like it was playing. When we passed through a shallow cutting line with sheer rock, the creature stopped. Just froze, standing there like a scarecrow. We left it behind, or I thought we did. 2 days later, Greg quit. Didn't even file paperwork. Just got off the train in Port Augusta and vanished. Wouldn't answer calls. Wouldn't explain. I got curious. I started digging. Old reports. Railway folklore. Stories from the early track layers. Apparently, there's an old Ananga legend about something called the Min Min Kalti, a spirit that lives in the desert flats. It doesn't attack right away. It follows you, watches, waits. If you run, it runs. If you stop, it gets closer. Some say it's a punishment spirit. Some say it's just lonely. But one thing's consistent. It only shows up to people who've seen death on the tracks. I've worked 12 years on that line. I've seen more than a few things I can't unsee. And now, every time I'm on a train alone, I can't help but glance out the rear window, just to check. And sometimes, I see dust and footprints, and it's closer than it was before.